Good morning. I appreciate we're slightly earlier than before. Yeah, anyway, so I appreciate we're slightly earlier today, a couple of hours earlier than we have been for the last few days. But things to do, places to be, people to see, etc, etc. As you may or may not see, let's get some music going. We're looking at just kicking around the base today, potentially upgrading a few things, making a few tweaks, changing a few vehicles maybe. This kind of thing. I don't really know. I was questioning whether or not I was going to stream today actually, because I don't know what can bring you guys. It's going to be the least bit exciting. But we'll see. I want to do something different with the old, what's this thing called? Refinery. And also, all my audio is really quiet for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. But welcome everybody. We're just going to be chilled and chatting really for most of today. That's the best way I can word it. I sort of want to put one of the refinery cages on a monorail like I've shown in a couple of videos before, but obviously the problem there is with this defense system that we've got going on here, it's a little bit tricky to do that because we can't run a solid piece of blocks underneath without this slamming down and squishing them. And there is a way around that. There's a couple of ways around that, but it does mean being a little bit cheaty, I suppose, in that a piston, when extended, has no collision. So I could run a monorail line across the top of everything, although the door is going to be an issue, and have the piston extend on the whatever's carrying the refinery cage around, and obviously there'll be no collision, so the refinery cage could pass underneath this stuff without it causing a problem. Or the other alternative is, I guess I run the monorail strangely on the ground, so the plate would just squash down onto what would be the monorail track. It's an option either way. I'm not too sure about it. Right now also I want to change this up. He's alright, it's just a little bit slim Jim. I know we're saying about keeping things small, but we're at a point now where we seem to be monstering through wood and rock and everything else. So it's potentially beneficial to make this guy grow a little bit. We'll have to have a look, see what we can do space wise, see if we can squeeze him in. I've got an idea of what I want to do, so I might just kind of head towards that really. See where we end up. But I would like to do 2 cages and then split it. And what I mean by split it is, Badman comes down here. One of these cages will be on the right hand side, one of these cages will be on the left hand side, and it'll have a big gap in the middle. And then we could sort of twist this around so that we can reverse like either side of this with the cages. That doesn't make any sense to you guys, I understand and appreciate that, but it does to me. However, in order to do that, we're going to need a lot of pipe work, and I'd imagine no, we wouldn't need a lot of pipe work. We've got 2 options to do it. We could do it with a lot of pipe work, or we could do it with a lot of item teleporters. Looking at the price of these, it might be a little bit better if we do it with pipe work, just because it's going to be, well, so much cheaper. So much cheaper. Where is it? Here we go. So it's glass and it is level 2 metal, and it's only 5 level 2 metals, so that's not too bad. And we've got a lot of stone, so we can make a lot of glass, so that might work for us actually. So we'll just have a look at doing that really, I guess. It's going to be something kind of odd looking, kind of different, but well, what would you expect, I guess. It's got to be sort of odd and different. I'm just unsure how to go about the suspension of it all, really. just tidy up everything that we don't need and have a look where we're going to be with it. Let's turn the engine off so that when, because I know it will happen, when we do end up taking this apart, we don't ruin too much. In fact, what do we not need in the inventory? Probably a lot of stuff. So we can just dash half of this gear away right now. It's not going to be any use to us at the moment. Food's alright. We're just going to get some food if we need to. Lights, lights, lights. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. We also need to look at doing the storage as well. We're kind of not doing much with our storage here. It looks a bit sketchy, a little bit not good, but we'll see where we end up with anyway. Ooh. We might benefit from smaller wheels as well. Maybe. It's an unknown element, I guess. And I guess we want to keep this as our main harvester with the drilly bits on the front as well. I guess. Oh yeah, that's alright. It's only because it's on the floor. That's fine. That's fine, we can ignore that. We have got a lot of unnecessary parts with us for this. And throw all the lights away. Ooh, big hole. Just dash these on the side of the building for now. Ooh, throw that up there. There we go. Right, so material should we make this out of? Should we do it out of wood? I don't have any issues with it being done out of wood right now, that's for sure. It's no better or worse either way. The good life. Qu'est-ce que c'est the good life? Right, so what I'm trying to say is we want a container to go kind of this way. That might be a bit huge. Where's the other guy? That's a very good question. There he is. I would like this to go. It's not going to do it. In order to go the way that I want it to go, honestly, Mox, I've got no idea what I was humming. If I'm being completely honest, I was away with the fairies and it could have been anything. Yeah, so ideally I want these to go that way up. So that they can go either side of this, which will be that way round. It's going to be a little bit wider than I was hoping it to be. That's not a problem, maybe? It's going to have a big old gap in the back, don't get me wrong, but that's sort of how we want it to be. We've got to be accurate when we're backing up, obviously, but that's where it's at, basically. It's quite wide as well. Just to give us a little bit better access to our refine bot. Actually, he was the other way up, wasn't he? He worked that way. So we'll keep him that way up. I better actually put some blocks in here so that I don't end up... Because I know what I'm like. I'll end up building in there. That's a fact. And then if we go fuel here... Let's have him that way up so we can see if it's full or empty. And he's got a middle at least. Hey, nice. Does he have a middle? He doesn't have a middle. Drat. Oh, that's going to look so bad. We'll just have to do with it. Just have to deal with it. An engine's 4 and a seat is 3. So we'll just have to be slightly off-center. No, we won't be off-center too much, actually. If we put the engine kind of off to one side. Let's do it from above so we can turn it up. And the seat off to the other side. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. It's going to be a wide, chunky little thing, but let's build this out of the old rusty metal. Looks at that. Get some glass on the go. Get some pipe work on the go. Cool, right. Rightio. And then up here we're going to have all the switches for everything that we've got. Boy, do we have a few. Controllers. This kind of stuff. What's that controller for? That was for the up and down. That one's for the up and down. That one's for the round and round. Wireless gate for our entry. And then we're going to have switch and switch. Number 1 is for the door, always so far. Right, let's see, have a look-see. See, have a look-see. It's going to be a big old thing if we're not careful. It's going to be a very big old thing if we're not careful. That's not going to work. Put the wheel there. Yeah, that'll do. How's everybody going today anyway? Everybody good? $10 bearings, jeepers. It is what it is. That's right in the corner there, isn't it? Ooh, this needs to be wider, this old platform of ours. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Yeah, we will have to make this wider, which means we're going to have to make the gate wider, which means we might have to go over, so... We're waiting for the scrap update. My guy, I think we'll be waiting for quite a while. I think we'll be lucky if we see anything before March, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. going to get raided now as well, aren't we? Yes, we are. Just put that down there for now. It's out of the way at least. The greenie's coming around the side, the cheeky little thing. And of course, I've got myself stuck around a chest. Brilliant. Interesting. That's not what we wanted. Alright, danger averted. But it does give us a little bit of an issue, I suppose, when we widen this and try and get our vehicles on it. Unless we move the house over to the left a bit, move everything across slightly. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If I move it all across so the door opens this side, that's a little bit helpful back there. And how much issue will this be to move? Really won't be that much of a problem to move. We'll just cut it off of there, cut it off of there, and then we can just shift it across. So that'll be alright. Widen the gate, which will give us a little bit more road this way. We'll do that now while we think about it, actually. Rather than worrying too much. Where's this going to be cut? Let's cut this straight through the middle. How far do we want to move it is a very good question. We are rumbly tumbly. What do we need? We need some food, proper food. We'll see how we get on. Concrete is what I was after. We must have a load of concrete. At some point we crafted so much, so we should have some. We got 3 blocks of concrete. No, we've got loads of concrete. Of course we have. Although that's normal stone. Let's just keep it with normal stone. Keep with tradition. Seven wide. So if I move it out here. Splosh. Now this whole thing is going to lag. Oh, maybe not. How does that give us much room? It does give us a bit more room. And quite a bit more room, actually. Then we just got to adjust everything else to suit. How's it going? Thanks for dropping by. Really appreciate it. We'll just see how flat this goes in. That's alright. That's kind of flat. I mean, there's a little bit of a bump, but we'll live. We'll get all of this back as well. So that'll be fun. Ooh, we don't like going through these rocks, do we? These rocks can displace us a little bit. But we should be alright, hopefully, because this side is into the actual land itself. So we might get lucky. We might get away with it. We've got to put up with these, whatever you want to call them, things sticking through the floor. I tried to remove them from the bottom and it just didn't seem to happen. So at the minute, yeah, they are with us for life. Which we don't really mind. Sharing's caring and all that. Gonna be a bit of a bumpy ride getting into here, I think. But we'll see what happens. Now, can I... Is this connected here? No. Okay, cool. Cool. If I cut this right... If I cut this right, I can take it out of the ground and just weld it in, hopefully. Hopefully. Maybe not. It's kind of weirdly into the ground. Hey! Here we go. Alright. Alright. So, we've got the next boy there. How much is it going to overhang, though? Lots. Lots. It is going to overhang lots. Zip. And zip. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo. Hey, that'll do. Ah, I made a boo-boo. I should have kept that out that side. It has been advised before, I must say. Some eagle-eyed watchers wondering why I'm building it out of cardboard. In all honesty, at the time that I built this, cardboard, because it's so cheap to make, was the one thing that I had plenty of. So I obviously just threw it all together. And so far, I've not been bothered by any glow bugs. So far. That doesn't mean that they won't cause us a problem at some point. Because I did notice when I went for a swim, they seemed to be gathering underneath. Luckily, there's none here now. But yeah, they started to turn up below us. So I was a bit intrigued as to what might happen to my poor little base. But annoyingly, now I've done that, I need to continue to build over in that direction after all. So kind of moving all of that stuff was wasted, because the whole idea was to widen this all out. Oh, that goes a long way in. Blimey. We can kind of get this as smooth as we can get it. I'll put a block underneath somewhere. I don't know where that's gone. Never mind, we'll ignore that. So how wide is this thing? It's still pretty wide. Still very wide, actually. It's getting stuck on the top of the base. Ooh, he is wide. I didn't think he was going to be so big. Turns out, I was wrong. So where's the door? Here. So the door is this wide. Ooh, swimming around. I think I'll be alright. No, that'll definitely be wide enough. That's plenty wide enough. So, run a line all the way down here to the bottom, and then I'll remove it again. That's in the wrong place. Fantastic. But basically, we're going to run this all the way down to the bottom edge, and then we're going to undo it all again. Doesn't actually just need to be stone, to be fair. We can do it in a bit of cardboard as well. I just want to get the width on the bottom. So that is here. Oh, it's going to be annoying, isn't it? So we want to be there. Is that wide? That is that wide. Alright, then we just take all of this back up. Because we're going to unweld, if you like, or disconnect the stone. So that it's going to be a quicker way of doing it, really. So then we just zip that line off. Save us needing to do all the little boy things. Buoys. Depends where you come from to what you call them. Sinks well. Sinks very well. Grab that, and then we can put that on there. Boom. And it saves us running that out and doing it all the hard way. And then, for good measure, we'll put this in here, and this will all be concrete, just because it looks better in concrete, in my opinion. Well, it doesn't look better at all, but hitting a concrete stop at the end is a lot better than hitting a cardboard stop. Make sure that we do, in fact, stop. So when I come barreling in here with the vehicle, it'll slow us right down, plunking onto that. And we don't have any cardboard left, but we do have stone. Suppose I should put some sort of stone pillar in here. But I don't want to go into these weird rocks. Because if you go into the rocks, when you go away from the base, they kind of despawn. So if you go into the actual earth itself, you shouldn't have any problems. Shouldn't have. It doesn't. Well, that's alright. There's something that we can work on. Oh, it's going to be going like that, is it? How can I stop these from doing silly things? Let's disconnect the sensor. Right, there we go. So we'll worry about that before it all comes on. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. That might end up being a good thing because it means we can rework how the base goes together. Maybe. If I'm on around there. So, I'm just trying to work out, because I'd love to do a monorail collection like I've got. But I'm not sure how we're going to go about it with what we've got. Just trying to think how we can get around it, because we're going to struggle for a little bit. Interesting one. Hi, sorry about that. Bit of radio silence. Yeah, my friend isn't very well, so they just phoned me from the hospital to keep me updated. Nothing too serious to worry about. Not yet, anyway, but yeah, I do apologise, guys. It's a bit of a quiet one. Anyway, so, yeah, the fence has fallen down because we've took it away from the ground. So we'll just have to rebuild that out again for probably the, I don't know what time, 5th, 6th time. But it's all good. Hey, how's it going, Anton? Thanks for dropping by as always. Right, so that's the sort of driveway bit built a bit bigger. Hopefully now this thing, yeah, there we go. You can fit on a little bit better. That's much better. The only other issue we're going to have here is this is going to be narrow at the front and wide at the back, so it might have some problems balancing, turning, all of that kind of stuff. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Get the old metal out. I mean, the other alternative is, where's the middle of those wheels? The middle of those wheels is here. Ah. I wouldn't have a clue where you'd start with that kind of stuff. I'm not even gonna try and pretend I do. I know you have to change a few files in order for it to work, but as for which ones and how, no idea. Is that the same height? That doesn't look like that's going to be the same height. Is it? It might be alright. Hi Garrett, yeah, early one today. Very early one, really. Considering. Just trying to get back in the loop for the new year. That's the spirit. Don't give up at all. Should have 2 more pipe bends. Should I have 2 more pipe bends? I feel I should have 2 more pipe bends. Unless I just run that on a block, I guess. And then I'll only need 1 pipe bend. That goes up and down, and then we have a pipe bend there, and a pipe bend there. Put this back on the lift, that's just not going to work. Yeah, that's about right, Garrett. So, arguably not early, but early for you guys. Late for the Australians, though. So, depends which audience I'm trying to please. And we need to take this, either weld it. Just so we've got some sort of defense. Oh, it's going to be a pain. Oh, lovely. Excuse me. It's going to go so mad. Urgh. Okay, there's an easy way to fix this. That's the end. So we put the end block there. We'll take that row out because it's just not doing any good. We'll put this over here. Apparently we won't do that because what's it hitting? It's hitting something. Is it hitting the plants? Could be hitting the plants. Bring it forwards a bit. There we go. Alright, so that one will work. This one... Alright, it will still work. It's just a temporary solution. for now. How's it going, everybody? There we go. Big old master reset. Yeah, that one will be fine. So we want to bring that. Right. Max connections reached. Okay, that's fair. Spin at maximum speed, do that. And then this guy. Where do we want this guy to go? It's going to be too high to hit the floor now. We don't mind that. So if we put him at 90, because he can't obviously go any further. Let's have a look and see. One opens the gate that doesn't connect to anything. 2 tilts that down. And 3 will spin it up. Then we break it, so that's fine. Crash it back down. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we're just tweaking a few things today, Garrett. What we're trying to do is, obviously, I've changed how this works. So the plan here is going to involve a lot of very careful driving. And an engine that's connected to a fuel tank. And got some go-go juice in it. But ultimately, what's not moving here? Yeah, ultimately, the intention is to rework how our refinery system is a little bit. The intention being, I want to be able to back up around this guy. So we're going to pretend that this guy's kind of sat here kind of thing. And then the hope is that we can just turn up to base and we can just squeeze in here. It's not going to work because I'm sliding down the rocks. But yeah, basically wrap ourselves around it so that he can refine 2 chests as and when. That kind of situation. It just likes to poise itself around ourselves. So it's all good. It just means that I've got to get the accuracy when I come back to base. That's the only problem. Which sort of move the base has moved over because it did used to come out here and moved it over like 7 blocks or something. And in doing so, it has completely and utterly ruined the entrance. And everyone's turning up now to fight. So we'll just have to rebuild the defenses and stuff. One of the things that I was wanting to do on one of my random videos of stuff, I have like a monorail system that goes around and collects all the debris that's around here. I kind of want to build another one of those. The only problem there is obviously with the slamming plate coming down, that's not going to be possible. So as I'm talking this, I've literally just had another idea. How feasible will the other idea be? It's the door that's letting me down. The door gets in the way. So either I change how I do the door, or I don't. But we'll see. For now, everything will be working alright. We just got to connect it all up because it's decided to play silly things with us, and that's not ideal for anybody. I wonder. I'm gonna regret this. Am I gonna regret? No, I'm not gonna regret. It'll be alright. It'll be alright on the night. Because we'll just make that wider by 1 block. Of course we will. Hopefully the old thick boy will fit through. We'll see how we get on. Floating bases are a little bit tricky to build, depending on how you want to make it, like what you want to make it out of as well. little bit too high. There we go. So what we're saying, that needs to be 2 blocks wide. 2 blocks wider. So we'll just nick that. So he needs his 1 block back up here. And then he needs 2 out here. 2 more than he already is. So we're 1 there, 1 there. 2 blocks wide. Oh yeah, I could do actually. That makes sense. That means a trip to the warehouse. That's a good idea. At least then, yeah, it can wedge shape us, kind of force us into where we need to be. That makes a lot of sense. Look at the thing going crazy, bless it. Or, yeah, I could use wedge blocks, or I could use some spinny wheels on a thing. Hang on. Oh, it's moved, you cheeky mother. Good job, there's water there. Oh, okay, I was expecting that to fall down. So then that should be the same height, and then we can just babushka that in there. And then, using science, grab the weld tool, because there's 2 bearings up there. Is that bearing the right way around? Yes it is, cool. Grab the weld tool, bada bing. Interesting. And now that doesn't fit there. Why doesn't that fit there? Because we are too wide. It did go 1 more than it needed to. I thought it needed 2 extras, but it only needed 1 extra. Never mind. I actually even collect that. I could do it that way, like I've got on the other world. That makes sense. Right, now we need this bad boy. Looking up for this guy and this guy. I want both to open that way and that way. On the button press, please open 90 degrees. And do it super fast because you're nice and slow. And then we just thicken it up. Plenty of metal to do that with. Bada bing, bada bum. Oh, it's getting higher. No. Some pesky little critter's going to get under there, aren't they? That's why it was so far back. Maybe then we should move it forward so it's actually level. How long can a piston extend? A full piston, like a, what do you call it, fully upgraded piston. It's only 15 blocks. If I did 15 blocks, I'd have to use 2, because that is wide. Other than that, that's 16 blocks. That's another 60. Yeah, so we'd have to move it quite a way. It's not impossible. It's not impractical. It's just, I don't know. I mean, the door doesn't even need to be this big. It's only this big because of the way that we have our defense. And the vehicle, to be fair. We went for some extra height. But also, I could change the way the defences work. Instead of it being a squashing plate that comes down, it's a squashing plate that comes forwards. To do that, I'd have to build like a step system. So what am I trying to do? So it'd be one there, one there, one there, and one there. Because a bot will climb up this and then fall in here, hit this, and then have like this wall on a piston that squishes them here. But obviously with that on suspension, things will get really confusing. I don't know if it's worth doing that. It's just an option. We can look into it at a later date. At the minute, I don't need to make my door anything that I can shoot through. My defenses are fine for the bots that we get raided by right now. Obviously, as the bot type changes, we might have to tweak the defenses a little bit. I'm not copying anybody's stuff. Thanks. I prefer to just play it along. Other people have done bounce traps. I'll leave it to them. That's their thing. Of course it's possible. Everything's possible in this game if you apply enough thought. Nothing is impossible, huh? What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on the craft bot. Lies. He's rather wide. Excuse me, he's rather wide, that old boy. And that means we've got to back up into the base as well. Over the top of the body. Right. Interesting. Likes to get stuck. We bottomed out. We have bottomed out. So we might need to pump this up a bit, get us a little bit more ground clearance. The small car is inside at the minute. We had to move him quick when all the defences kind of fell apart and a raid came in. I threw him in the water, and then next thing I know is that the tote bots were swimming in the water and kind of getting us in a bit of trouble. Yeah, the door's too small. It's literally one block wider than the vehicle is. Okay, so with things swelling rather largely, and wrap. Right. If that's the case, if that is the case, ooh. We want to widen it this way across. So this suspension, I'll talk you through this barrier thing. It's not at all. I think it is literally as it comes. So yeah, it's only one notch above off. And this will be triggered when a tote bot or a not farm bot, what the other bot called? Hay bot hits it. I'm not sure. Yeah, so if a tape bot shoots at it, it's not going to do anything. It has to be physically hit, but it will work. Unfortunately, the door is too small. I could have a folding door. I think it would work if we turned it upside down, Garrett. I don't really want to turn it upside down. I just don't know if it'll pick up both sides, because it's got a strange detection area. It's really bizarre. I think if you're too far in front of it, it won't pick it up. And the only one way to find there is only one way to find out what it can do, and that's just go and get a node full of stuff, basically, and see what happens. But at the moment we're not hooked up either, so I need to get all the pipe work for it, which seems to be a lot. We're going to need a 90, we're going to need about, I don't know how many straight pieces. Could do it with the teleportation pod, but they're level 3 metal, and I don't know how much level 3 metal, but it's quite a bit. But maybe we should look into that rather than what we're doing here with this old glass. If we look into these bad boys, they're 50 level 3 metal. Oh my god. And it's a vacuum pump. Ew, I can build 20 level 3 metal. Let's just stick with the collection pipes right now. And we're going to need straights. Might as well smash out a few more straights. Yeah, you've said about the ramps before. I'll read what you wrote, don't worry. Yeah. I think I understood what you were saying, Garrett. So it'd be upside down but above kind of thing. Or just the right way up but above. I'm not too sure what the detection is like underneath it either, to be fair. It might be onto something. Oop. Like a beautiful chandelier. If such a bot could be a beautiful. Here we go. Right, so that works there. This is what we're going to do about this doorway. This is going to be the big issue. Big issue. We could have it as a swinging door. Be a big swinging door though, that would, wouldn't it? Thing is there though, if it goes underground it's in the water. Don't really want it in the water. I need to give this ground clearance, it's too low. It's way too low. We'll give it another block. That's not where I want to be. Engine, that's what we want. And then these can come down one more as well. That'd be nice. Oh jeez, look at all the notifications coming in for earlier today. Oh boy. That's not fun. What we lifting straight up? The refinery bot. That's a bit better. Yeah, I tell you, those shorts do wonders for subscribers. And luckily for us, a lot of our subscribers have come from Scrap Mechanic Shorts, which is actually a good thing. Getting the right audience for the right game. That's good. Yeah, it could do that actually, so it just lifts it straight out of the way. It doesn't need to be as high as it is if it's... Yeah, it doesn't need to be as high. It's only that big because of the stupid defense that we've got going on. It works, I like the defense, it works, but it's kind of not practical when you want to work around it. Just stick it on 2 pistons and hoik it up out of the way. That could actually be the way to go. They do get destroyed though. They're not invincible. Why is the grinder not grinding? Interesting. There we go. Ah, that's going to be interesting for you when you get back to base. As soon as you get back in render distance, it's going to get very, very tricky. Good luck. Good luck indeed, David. My car is kind of chunk. I like chunk car. Chunk car be good. I just realised we don't have any lights on this thing. We've got all these lights with us everywhere else, and not a single one of them's on the car. Getting dark, too dark to see. I've only got 2 of them with me as well. Fantastic. Yeet. I'm not convinced that this is the way forwards for these. I've had more issues with these little grinders lately than I ever have done ever. I don't intend of ever picking up the resource collectors, to be fair. I just want to build one vehicle and have it stay like that. Unless I defend the door in a different way as well. I mean, we could get a mountable spud gun or 2 and just kind of put that either side of the door so that it just pops off at anybody that runs past. I'm not doing a trailer refinery. Trailers are not good in this game, just because of the way that the physics are held. And this isn't grinding this. I'm going straight over the top. No! David, you sound kind of happy that you finally found your oil pond, that's for sure. I'm feeling different cutting discs, different grinders. Or maybe a different way to power them. Maybe if we power them off the engine rather than the grinders. Yeah, I'm sliding over here as well. Sliding over here. God damn it. Yeet. Do 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 do. Hey, look at that perfect reversing. Wasn't that amazing? We got in the base without a single problem. Yay, go me. Just need to make it a bit longer as well, to be fair. Now we'll see this as a test whether or not it'll get both sides. I'm hoping it does. If this does not get both sides, it is done. That's alright. It's getting that side anyway. It's whether or not it'll get this one. In fact, can we... Bing. Right, so it does that side. That's good. What can we do with this? Because we're sliding everywhere. Right, let's have a look how wide we need to go with this thing. Because, realistically, we want to be at least out here. Okay, so we've got to come a long way, really. Oh, that's wonderful. That's fantastic. I'm so glad that that happened. Said no one ever. We're on this stage of life again. This is why I stopped playing Scrap Mechanic for a while. Because stupid stuff like this happens. Why is that? Connecting that popped everything out of the ground. That's more than a landslide. That's a sink in everything. I think we might move bases. What else have we lost down here? Just 2 vehicles. Alright. What happened is a very good question. I wish I had an answer because I have no idea. Honestly, I've got no clue. I think it's this weird moss kind of situation that happens when a block goes below the ground. Honestly, I don't know. The entire base has just gone away. This game is so upsetting sometimes. It really is. Like, why? Why? Why do that? Why is it doing it at one row at a time as well? We don't have any plants, do we? No, cool. Alright. Slight annoying inconvenience. Let's move everything. Let's move everything. We're going to keep the farm here. The farm will stay. Will the farm stay here? The farm will stay here. Honestly, Garrett, I've tried doing that before and all sorts of stuff. And it always ends up the same way. I just don't understand. I just don't get why this happens. Why does this always happen to me? So, let's move the base out here. That's under the water. Ay caramba. Oh, come on. Why? Why won't you fit there? You should totally fit there. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should not. You know what's funny is people have said to me before that this kind of thing happens because of the size of my base. And then I just think, why doesn't it not happen at Scrapman? Scrapman's base is nowhere near as big as this. I mean, my base is nowhere near as big as his. Garrett, that'd be okay if Scrap Mechanic had physics like that, but it doesn't. It's just a bizarre old thing. So we can come in a few more. We can come in like here. Bridge over troubled water. I love Scrap Mechanic physics and sticking it to the ground. It never fails, ever. Definitely has never failed me in all the months of playing the game. I wonder what this is going to do now, though, because then we're going to get smallies into the back of the base and all sorts of problems. Get us some concrete for some pillars. It's slightly demoralising. Slightly demoralising. Ah, dear me. Right. In all fairness, David, that's a sort of why I've made it how I've made it as well, because it will just move as it is. The good news is, say good news, we can rearrange the inside. Oh yay! Alright, let's do that. This is really, you need to shush a minute. Just shush a minute. Just stop. For a second. Just stop. Wait. Got so much stuff floating around. Any more base underwater? Just the vehicles, right? They can stay under there for now. They're safe. There we go. And there we go. No, you're supposed to stop. Oh, let's press the big old reset button. Ah, peace and quiet. Okay. Take 155. What we're going to do now, kids, we're going to move all of this And we're going to put it back over this side. You know where it was, you know, at the start of all these streams? We're going to move it back over there. Blinking thing. Why does this game hate me? Huh? Why? Why, squiggly line? Oh, that was all connected to everything as well. I'm not having fun anymore, guys. So we can run. That there. Do 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 do. I mean, we could do that. Punch out that hole there. Hey, Mr. T. Hey, Mandy. You guys have just missed something really funny. My entire base just decided it didn't want to play anymore. And it decided that jumping out was a much better option. Popping itself from the ground. I'm so glad it did it. Honestly, I really am. Not mad at all. Not mad at all. I'm also seeming to die of thirst now because I've thrown all my toys out of the pram. Having a little... Wah. Ah, dear me. The things this game can make you do. Physics didn't just leave the game, it got up and ran. Oh, that fell over. Everything fell down. We're just having a real good time today. Real good time. Little mad? Nah, not at all. Not at all. Nope. Not mad. Not mad. Just disappointed. In that every base I've ever built on this game seems to go the same way. You are not busy. Empty yourself. What can we put in here? Let's put all this random stuff for now. And then I'm going to forget where everything is. Whoop. Missed. Oh, I'm going to get myself stuck now. Eh. There we go. Right. So, take 417. I wouldn't mind, David, but the game hated me before I played modded. So, I appreciate what you're trying to say. Unfortunately, it hates me regardless. What's that? There it is. It's stuck again. What an eventful day we're having today. Right, the good news is, if there is good news, we can pretty much just nick this and weld this direct. There's pros and cons in all sorts of mess. Ah, I needed that line. If it happens again, we'll set fire to anything that's remaining, and we'll give up completely and move really far away. Probably to the oil field, just the other side of the trader, in all fairness. If it happens again, which it won't. Why did I put this side, really? These should be over there, towards the water's edge. We can do that. Can we do that? Have I butchered it? Have I butchered it? Yes. No, not really. Take that line off there. Take that line off there. Ah, this guy. The only problem there is that's not going to be wide enough now, is it? Oh dear. How have you never had a base do this? I've had a base do it. Like, every time I've had a map, I've had a base do it at least once. When I first got the game, my main base did it so many times, like, gave up on a world that's got 600 some hours in it or something like that. It just frustrated me so much, I just lost the will. I sent all the data log files and everything over to Scrap Mechanic people, and they didn't even do anything about it. They didn't get back to me or anything. I don't want it to float, Garrett. I want it to sink to its death. Oopsie. That's my fault. You never mine rocks. How do you make glass? You need sand, Mr. T. You get sand from rocks. Oop, that was a good jump. Straight into the splash the other side. Maybe it was the cardboard. Maybe the cardboard got too wet and it just couldn't handle it. Because the game. But I'm definitely not mad. Definitely not mad. I don't think it will look so cozy, in all fairness. I think it's going to lose its lushness to it. In my opinion, I think it's had its day. It had one chance, and it failed. You only get one shot. What's just all in the water? Nothing. Okay, it was just me splashing around. Do I like your hoodie? I don't know. I haven't seen your hoodie. Where would I see your hoodie? And then finally, we've got to go fish out. You know what, Mr. T? That's a pretty clever marketing thing you got going on there. Or David, sorry. That's a pretty clever marketing thing you got there. If I take breaks. I don't know. I think the game will always find a way to go haywire. But this is when people say to Axolot, can you optimize your game and make it not do weird stuff? And they ask, what do you mean? It's kind of like, well, here's your example. Oh my days. Just wide enough as well. Okay, so we've got to take it out a little bit. I might as well make this as wide as the house, hadn't I? I don't want to lift the creation. Right, these things can go away. think you guys are right with the hoodie. I kind of like the ring to that. The hoodie. As long as it looks alright. It's got to look like it sounds. That's the only problem. David, that sounds like a really weird problem that you're having. A really weird problem. Man, look at the size of this driveway now. It's going to look pants. I want my cozy little brace back, not something that breaks all the time. Wah! I mean, it's so close to the edge of the water anyway, it might as well just go all the way to the land. What am I doing? Squash. Come on. Here we go. Right, so then bang, we back up there. Nice, we've got a little bit of room each side. Okay, cool. Coolio. Gangster's Paradise. Do, 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 do. How about... we might just make that the entrance and exit to the whole place. There's no point in having this extra little doorway here. Doesn't provide us with any benefit right now. I don't have an insane PC either, so I don't get it. It's crazy. Honestly, there's been so many discussions about why they didn't use some of the existing engines, like Unreal and Unity and any of that. And the reply that you get back is just... it's kind of funny. Because it doesn't seem to make sense when you look at all the other games that are out there as well. Just a heads up. Wait, is that? Here's Cardboard. I might be doing some content on a game called Stranded Deep, I think it is. It's currently free on the Unreal store. Free for the next few hours. So I grabbed that. It's interesting. It's another game that's like, it's a survival crafting kind of thing. It's currently in early access, but it's free. So if it's free and it's in early access, I'm taking it. I jumped on it a little bit last night. Very interesting kind of game. Get to fight a Megalodon if you really want to. I don't wanna. I wanna just smash into it like this. Wait, what? We hell yes to that. Garrett, what are you saying yes to? I kind of literally forget what I was rambling on about, so it could have been anything. Eh? Oh my god, I need so much cardboard doing this. Why don't I just use that metal stuff? That's alright then. As long as I know what you guys are talking about. It is good, in all fairness. I jumped on it at the stupidest of times last night, unnecessarily so. And I found myself losing 4 hours to it. So I managed to get to sleep at 5 AM this morning because of that stupid thing. Why am I using this? I've got loads of this stuff. Let's just throw this down. Gonna look ugly now. Wow, that's 256 blocks. Okay, we were going to use a lot of cardboard. Oh boy, were we. Good job, this metal's easy to get hold of, isn't it? Let's go find another warehouse we can scavenge off the top of. Plunk. Plunk, 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 plunk. Potentially, the good news is this might be somewhat easy to defend, no? Depending on how they attack it, I need to find some sort of something to attack us. To find out where the defense needs to go around the base. Unless we just build the base a mile away from the farm. Like, not like a mile away, but away from the farm so that when there's a raid, they're never going to attack the base. They'll just attack the farm, right? Is that how it works? They don't target the base. It's nowhere near. Four-hour stream coming soon. Are you off your head? I've got to sleep. I've got a full-time job to get back to. It's kind of like, what would you say? Would you say it's like the forest? You want to put these blocks further into the land. Do that though, I'm going to lose them. That'll do. That'll hold it. Any more lights in there? No more lights in there. Pew pew. Right, that's easy enough to fall into, maybe. Maybe that's the way forwards then. We just have like a farm set up somewhere kind of safe and then have the base away from it. It's a pretty AFK defended farm, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Then we don't have to worry about this massive big old door now, so that can fall apart. Yeet! We're going to get some resources back, my guys. And we got a full inventory. Put all of the blocks back in here. Let's put the seeds back in the seeds. Excuse me, Mr. Cabinet. You're in the way. Seeds into the seed storage. Put these things in here as well. Nuts and bolts. Side door. Ah! Big empty pallet. Handle. Oh, put my teeth in. All in the water. Yep, that's a good option too. They have control of the radio. Did you guys hear that? Billy, billy, billy. Good old Buck Rogers. And then we can get another small piece that'll fit in there. Awesome. Yeah, there you go. It's like Raft, but more land-based. I've never played Raft either, to be fair. I hear many things about that game. We do have some more cardboard. Boo worms. $96 more blocks. 96 more blocks. Question for everybody here, and I mean, it might be a bit of a biased answer from you guys. Do you guys prefer a live stream or do you prefer a video? Just so I've got an idea. There's loads of blocks going into it now, Garrett. I thought Axolot were only the developer publisher on Raft. I thought there was some other bodies. I can't remember who it is, but I genuinely thought there was somebody else that... What we need here, like, you see how this block goes through the ground? We want to try and avoid that. Okay, so that's our line there. Is it? Yeah, that's the line there. So this is going into the ground as well. It's not just running across the top, it is going into the ground. Now you see, if I do that there, this entrance can be moved over yonder. This way. So we can go in here. Maybe. Maybe, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Right. Ooh, voice crack. And then we're going to move this entire thing over here. Both as long as I'm in it. You need help. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. Scrap mechanic junkies are the strangest kind of junkies. Videos are better for return, like obviously more people will watch a video because a video is there. You can go backwards to it. At the minute, my live streams are the same, but no one's going to sit down and pull up a 3-hour live stream just to re-watch over and over again. You'll probably watch it once, a little of the way through, and then that'll be that. I'd be lucky if most people will sit and watch 10 minutes of a live stream when it's finished. But the interaction on a live stream straight away is so much better, obviously. Because you guys can come and go as you see fit, have a little chat, and that's great. I was just trying to understand how it all kind of goes together. That's kind of a long gap there. Maybe bring the middle one more to the middle. Where do we think the middle is? Right in front of us now somewhere. Bloop. The other way around this is I make this separate squashy plates, or I make this one big long squashy plate. You look at making it one big long squashy plate. That'll get that side. Will it get that side? It will get that side as well. We don't need to worry about it being in the centre. Not too much anyway. Is that 2 blocks above the ground? 2 blocks above the ground, so it's third block. So if we go second block in, that'll put us... Did you connect? You connected. You missed. You would do. Switch this over a little bit. That's worth knowing, Mandy. The info videos are helpful. I don't know how helpful they are, but I'm glad to hear that somebody finds them useful. GT, I'd rather do it in a separate video, you know, so that it actually kind of flows better if that's the way. An independent tutorial seems to work a lot better than like cutting it out of a live stream, but I appreciate what you're saying. Did I miss again? No, I got it that time. Alright. So that might be too much for him now, so we might have to tweak. Yeah, we might have to tweak this. We'll have a look, see what the sensors pick up, to be fair, because it could work. And the good news is, we get some of our memory bits back as well. Plonk a sensor in there, and we'll plonk a sensor down here, and hopefully if it gets clarted in the middle, then it should also pick it up. So we can run our bits over here. Actually, let's do it that way, so it's just a little bit lower than we need it to be. Babushka, you, my friend, will do that link. Nor. Link like crazy. He's got to be set right. It was on 3, wasn't it? So it should be there. Let's put the sound on. That's alright. Picks it up. Awesome. Aha, they both work. Yeah, they're both picking it up. Cool. So that should be able to get hit anywhere and be doing what it's doing. How's it going, Super? Thanks for dropping by as per usual. Really appreciate it. I can't remember what my timer was on, you know. About a second. We'll never know. Right. Then I guess we've got to put the pistons up. And we've got 3 pistons in total. Let's put the pistons on... What have we got a lot of? Mesh block, maybe? In fact, the pistons can go on any old block. Any old block. Any old iron. Got plenty of stone, so we'll throw it on stone. We need some milk. Yeah, that makes sense, GT. That's kind of how I look at it as well. If I was going to make something that I thought people would want to see or might need to see in terms of a tutorial, I would make an independent video rather than do it on a live stream. Most of the stuff that I've done on all of these live streams, that has been the case. I've already got some sort of tutorial for some of the random stuff up there. So, yeah. But I appreciate what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. That should be high enough for a hay butt. Oh, blimey. I should work out how far the gap is between these, because I'm going to need to know that next. It's the same height. That was lucky. I think it's the same height. It looks a little bit lower than that one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! We are short. We are short. It's 5 out as well. Huh. The eyesight's failing in the old age. I'm not convinced that that's the same as that. It's not. Fair enough. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. The radio's on this side. How it reaches me, I don't know, because it was super quiet when I first started, and now I can hear it wherever I am, so... It's just a good radio. It's one of those brand new fandangled radios. I've got the other piston on me. Yes, I do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm guessing the sound is just travelling on the wind. That's the only way that it could be doing that. We've got any more concrete on this? Any more concrete? Long answer, no. Short answer, no. Right. So, we're going to run some concrete. Woo! The joys of it all. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't want to connect anything to anything right now. I don't even want to connect the base to the floor. I bet you that's what it'll be. I don't know how that would have been the problem, but that will have been the problem. Now you want to go super fast, and what would it be, like 8? 9? 8. Nine and super fast. Let's go full squish. 9 and super fast, and 9 and super fast. That should be plentiful. And then just extend it out a bit. In fact, it's got to come all this way. And then double it up to be 3 times. Yep, twice. Great one. Let's go squish again. I was hoping, I don't know if I just said it or not, like my brain's that messy, I can't remember. I was hoping that we could get towards building some sort of flying machine today, but thanks to the base deciding it didn't want to be friendly. Yeah, the flying machine obviously never happened. Disappointingly. Maybe another day. They do bug out, but now then, could you be onto something there? Have all my bases had some sort of messy piston logic or something going on? They might have done. That might be the common denominator. Might be onto something there. You might be onto something. Right, so that's base. Why light base? Boom, boom. Why has that not reset? Because that needs to charge that up. That's why it's not reset. It's too fast. That's miles too fast. Oh, of course it's not even a second. Bang and lift. A little bit less. 875. Boom. Hey, that'll do. Right, and then we'll just fill in the blanks so that no bots can squish through. That should be plentiful. And then we can plant some stuff and hope something happens. Have we got any normal raw metal in here? We do. Jolly good. Put all the stone back. We don't need the stone or the wood. Get some seeds. We'll go planting. What should we plant? Let's go tomatoes. We don't seem to have many tomatoes, so we'll throw some tomatoes in there. Got my bucket with me. I can still reach to water it. A 4-hour stream is not going to happen. Man needs to eat at some point, you know. Get me buckets. And then just go for it. If we move bases as well, if we like move entire different locations, that will give us a reason to build different vehicles to go a tripping. Right, so we should get a raid pretty soon. That'll help us work out any problems, like the robots coming to the end of the drive and just smashing away at that, which I imagine them to do. Random pieces of anything in here. Weld the old lights on. Take the pallets. Wah, splash. Yep, that's gonna be something that happens. Maybe we will, you know, make this a doorway here. Just see me throw myself in the water too many times already. That's one big sheet there, isn't it? Oh, it's two little sheets. That's not too bad. What we could do is, if it'll let us, okay, that works. That works for me. Ah, it doesn't work for me. Saw blades. Lots and lots of saw blades. Maybe. Unless we just literally move the entire base. Twitch is just dodgy. I don't trust that place as far as you can throw it. Ideally, we want to be behind the bench, the bases. Oh, let's go get the other vehicle while we think about it. I'm going to go for a drive around because I'm thinking of moving the entire base towards the oil field. I'm not planting broccoli while we try and find teething issues with the defense and the base and what's going to get attacked. I plant broccoli and my whole thing's getting wiped out. Just spent half a day moving it around. Why is this engine so slow? That's probably why. Alright, on an adventure we shall go. The good news is we can go this way round. If I build my farm nice and close to the water, I can automate everything. I mean, I would like to build my base, maybe. Around here. Nice and flat, it's out of the way, the trader's right there. The only issue here is there's a big red farm bot that turns up over the other side somewhere. I don't know. But if we build here, we've got free fuel. And it's nice and flat. And if we keep the farm away from us, then it doesn't matter if we get raided. The other side to the coin of that is I would like to build the farm in the same render area as the base so that it just works rather than me not being around it. So I'm thinking I could probably build a base. If I build the base on the desert area and build the farm near the water. I don't think they do spawn inside the trader. I could be wrong. Ooh, that's worth knowing. Thanks, Mandy. I just like to keep it all simple, you know. Yep, that'll be my vehicle. If I could be sure where the render distance was, I think I would build it here. This is pretty flat, isn't it? This is pretty flat. Or up here. Should we build like the Romans? The Romans always built at the top of hills because they could see oncoming enemies. Can I yeet my vehicle down? No, I can't. I wanted to yeet my vehicle down here to see if the render distance was there. The other way that we could tell, actually. Oh, I don't like that idea. Being up on the top of the, whatever you call them, peninsulas or whatever. I think that's really cheeky. I like to get in a bit of a scrap at least. Right, so I'm going to leave my car there and run to the top of this hill. If the car's still there, if we can still see the car. If we can still see the car, it's in render distance. If it disappears, it disappears. Okay, so it's still there at the minute. What happens if we go right back here? I imagine it's gone now. I bet we can't go high enough. Yep, didn't think so. The Romans invented pretty much everything to some degree that we have today. I don't care if they got destroyed by martial arts. They literally owned Europe. Well, the car's still there. I don't know if that's telling me that there's in-render distance or not. I took my lift off it, haven't I? What a nana. So I'm thinking we could move over here. I don't have to build right over the top of the chemicals pond if I'm like halfway between the two. Ooh, what about... not chemicals pond, oil pond. What about if we come out here? This is kind of slope. We'd have to be higher than that rock to avoid it, so actually we'd have to be up here. But that would keep us a watchful eye over the base, over the farm. And the good news, if there is ever such thing, my remaining base is easy enough to dig up and move. It'd just be a lot of running and putting down on the lift, but we can detach it from the floor pretty easy. It's a better view out here. We're going to do that. We're going to move houses, kids. We're going to move houses. I know we've spent most of the stream repairing the disaster that happened, but we're going to do it. Put wheels on the base and drive it might be the quickest way, actually. Okay, let's make a drivable base. That will be the quickest option. Where are we? Over this way. Whee! The wheels on the base go round and round. Which means I get to get all of this materials back. What are you doing? Ow. Is there another one? Oh, he's over there beating up the woks, I think. No, not a propeller-powered base. A gas engine-powered base. Just to help move. Ah, full inventory. It's all these pallets, that's the problem. Let's cut it off at steel. Somehow you like this game. What I like about this game is when you want it to fall down, it won't fall down. When you don't want it to fall down, you can bet your bottom dollar it's crumbling. Timber! Right, that way. Right. How in blue blazes are we going to shift this? Oh, God, blimey. We'll take this one apart. course I can't put it up on top of it, can I? So I need wheels. Simple answer to that, Peter, is I just haven't done it. It's literally that simple. I've been too busy doing other stuff. This is going to be a bit of a monster to try and move. Yeah, ground clearance is not okay, but I don't know what to do about that. We come down 3, do you think? 3 blocks will be enough? I mean, if you're only worried about ground clearance, like, credit. I'm worried about width. I think it's going to be too wide to go anywhere. We've got to try and fight our way through a load of trees. So if you're only worried about ground clearance, praise you. Is it 2 below? 3 below. 2 below. 2 below. Bots aren't a worry. Just ground clearance and sheer size. But the good news is, because we've now stuck this up here, it's going to be interesting, but we can use the motors to power the wheels. The good news is it's got a big hole in the back of it, so it's a little bit lighter than it could have been. Hey guys, we're moving house. This is going to be so bad. I can't even get it on the land. This is the problem that we've got right now. Right, it's on the land. It's kind of level. Engine needs to be like here. I mean, it's working. I've never built anything this big in my life. How much fuel have we used getting that far? 1 entire fuel. Full power on a level 3 engine, I think it is. Level 4 engine. Turns out this is a lot easier than I thought it would be for now. I mean, let's just jinx it by saying that and end up going all screwy, but we've got some rocks in front of us. We'll have to go round them. Woohoo! Yeah! Alright. I can't make it in. Oh no. I can't make it into a short. That means changing too much resolutions and everything else. Let's be honest, alright. How many of you are disappointed that it actually went that smoothly? Don't be shy, you're allowed to. You're allowed to be. Let's be honest. We all thought that it was going to be a bit of a horrendous trip. We did. Whether we want to admit it or not. We all knew or hoped that it wasn't going to be that easy. That's okay. I agree. I was one of those guys too. Right, now, the front of the house can become the front of the house again. Yay! Right. How are we going to line it up with what's up here, though? Even I'm slightly disappointed, I'm not going to lie. So we need to bring it about here. Timber! It's not going to fall down, I can't reach the front here. Ooh. A one house. And then we ram that into the ground. Ram that into the ground. Ram that into the ground. And then finally, with the finishing touch, we plonk that into the floor. So it is in the ground now. So what does this mean? Don't know. Because obviously we were on a hill, so where our resources go and everything like that is all going to change yet again for the nth time. We kind of got a smooth-ish area. The only problem is I want to utilize the space I have, and I can't do that with that underground bit. What's it look like inside? Neither is the reason I put a hole in the bottom. And it wasn't to get up, obviously. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Duck jump. Okay. So from the inside, what do we see? Nice little sunset over the trader. Big old holes in the floor. Keep an eye on the farm that we put where that big green tree is. I was thinking about going underneath with the refined bot above, but I think the slope's going to be too much. If all else fails, we can just use it for storage. Should go get the rest of everything just to bring us all back to base, really. Clang! Yeah, you roll over, my guy. You do that. Just plug you in for now, just to give you somewhere to still just chill around for a bit. I'll go get the car now. That's the only other thing. Like you guys are saying, we should sort this out first. Bang. One for you, and one for you. I might want to turn this down, that'll be super fast. Super freaky! Of course, because I've welded this to the ground now, every time I pick this up, it's going to be the wrong way up. That's just what you want. Spin. No, there we go. At least it's the right way up now. Okay. One of these wheels is trying to spin the wrong way. You. And you. They're both going the right way the other side? They are. Okay. No, no, they're not. You're going the wrong way. You're going the right way. And... there. That was confusing. Interesting that the burger works, but the salt doesn't. Don't forget that Scrap Mechanic has no kind of brake system as well. So if I... wow, I'm struggling to get up here. But if I'm trying to take a refinery underneath this, the weight's going to shove it downhill. Like straight the way, it's just going to... it's sliding anyway. Is it sliding now? Stop sliding now, okay. But yeah, we'll have a look. We might just move it back just so it's actually flat rather than on a hill. Flat's a lot easier to work with. So we'll see what happens. I was going foot. Get the glow sticks out. Oh, paint. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. I noticed that it seemed that before, when you used to get out your seat, you used to kind of, the vehicle just used to slide anyway, but I think with the wheels that I'm using, there's a little bit more friction. So it might help it a little bit stick down. Hopefully. And then the car's going to be pressing against the door. That's the only other thing. And then, obviously, with the car hitting the wall, it's going to cause all sorts of collision calculations, and then we'll get lag if we're not careful. So there's plenty of things to go wrong. Like, where's the timer gone for the farm? Or has it just been wrecked? It's been wrecked, hasn't it? No, the raid's incoming. Okay. Well, it's good that this works when we're nowhere near it. Means our system is fantastic. Oh, I'm guessing we squashed a what? Oh dear. So the defense works. Put that up to a win. We've got no room for anything in here either. Ay ay ay. We might just do what you guys are saying anyway, but just build it on the flatland just so there's less collision for the game to calculate, therefore there's less stress for anything like that, and hopefully there'll be less lag. That's the hope. Woo! Is it strange that this doesn't feel as great as the base does? How's it going? Thanks for dropping by. I just liked how convenient that last place was in terms of the packaging station and the trader. But, alas, this way we get to build a different vehicle. We can live with that. I've seen somebody do that on Reddit, you know, they built like an entire underground base. It was very interesting. Pretty cool, to be fair. There is one other thing that we can do. I'm going to park that on top of that other car so they're both rolling down the hill. There is one other thing that we can do, and that is to use the wireless stuff. If we use the wireless stuff, then we could set up a refinery just a bit further away and use wireless to send all the resources towards us. Maybe. Yeah, that light shadow. So it's because the light's shining through the drill, the cutting blade. So you get this weird, like, angry teeth effect. Spooky, huh? Hey, thanks for the euro, dude. Really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. Thanks. You guys are awesome. Honestly. So, the long and short of it is I need to work out what I'm doing with actual storage, because at the minute we've just been living out of one massive container just because it's been convenient. But I don't know if convenient is right. Big old rock there. Where's this flattest part of this? Kind of back here, but if I'm back here then I can't see the farm. So just gonna move us again. Don't hate me. Lonk. I was thinking that, GT. I was thinking that, to be fair. Why isn't this falling? Is this tiny little block here keeping it all in? Oh, it must be. Hey, here we go. Right. I want to utilise this flatland as much as we can. That's the decision. It's the final decision. No more base moves after this, I promise. The final decision. We're going to have underground garage. So we'll bring it kind of over here. Maybe you need to be taller than that. Khan, you should have seen earlier, right? We basically had a fallout with the game because it was hanging off the edge of a load of the water, and I connected the base to my existing defensive, and for some reason or another, it just decided to spit it out. But that's scrap mechanic kind of tradition, I guess. So we're not going to be too mad about it. But I appreciate you dropping by. Nuts. So then we can get underneath, as you guys are saying, and hopefully we can get underneath the refiner. And then we'll do it that way. So things will be a little bit smoother and a little bit better. Guys, just hang on a minute. I've got to phone my mum and tell her that I made it because Con's in chat. So then that can do all that kind of stuff. We might need to make it a little bit higher so we don't clunk our noggin. But yeah, that'll be good. Right. We'll go pick up all the soil and everything else and bring it back through. That's true, yeah. Moving the house is a lot easier if you just stick some wheels and bearings on it. Was a lot better. Just show you this rudimental farm defense. See what you think about it. Very basic, very automatic, very handy. See if we can entice the haybot to us. So he's going to run over, give it a knock, and squish. Simple base defense, runs off a memory bit, and a sports suspension and a sensor. Even works if tote bots hit it. The thing with that though, David, have you not noticed like the weight that the thrusters add? You end up in a situation where you're adding more weight and you're not getting from it. Surely. And then finally we can get out of here and get going. It's just like most things, the more weight you add, that's the reason why electric cars are how they are, like in the real world, because the more weight that you add to the battery, the less efficient it becomes because there's more energy needed to move the weight that you're carrying. There's a very fine line between what's good and then where you end up being counterproductive. You get there in the end. That's why we're moving, GT. So the plan is we're going to move to kind of the bottom of the hill where there's the water next to us. Hopefully we can see it. We had a little look and it should be in render distance. But we'll see what happens. But alas, it's a lot of shifting stuff around and moving around. The autocrafter should weigh significantly less, but I'm guessing those guys are not going to want to use mods. They want to do everything the proper way. Ultimately, there's a million and one different ways that you could do it if you really wanted to. You could use the propellers. That will lift you up and it will use less fuel. Because obviously you can run a propeller off a controller, but that's kind of defeating the object that he's wanting to do. Have you tried pulsing the thrusters? I noticed that a lot of people were suggesting that because Scrapman did the pulsing of the thrusters and that get more power out of it for less fuel consumption. I say more power, you get better fuel to whatever consumption ratio. So we build the base out here behind this tree, or over these two trees, then obviously we should be in render distance of everything that we need to be. And then we can start automating things as well. Keep it in threes maybe. Snookerloo peanuts are we. Hang on a minute. Let's take these off. Ah, fair enough. That's a shame. That'll do for now. Right, my lovely folks. It's been an interesting 2.5 hours. We've done a lot of frustrating base moving due to circumstances beyond our control. And I appreciate everybody for dropping by. No matter how big or small you are. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to get off because I need to get some food. And yeah, we've done well. So hopefully some point tomorrow we'll kind of neaten everything up. We'll throw an actual farm together. Get growing more crops. We'll sort this out as well. We'll get ourselves into it. Maybe lift it up so we don't bash our head when we jump out. We'll see what we're doing. But I appreciate everybody for dropping by. I hope you guys have a good day. And I will see you again next time. Whenever that may be. Thanks guys. Take it easy. Bye for now.